Greetings, my fellow Guardians. Beyond Light is finally upon us. It is November the 11th, and we're running up until November 18th, because that's how things go around here. So regard the new crisp tower. And as this is the very first weekly reset video in Beyond Light, expect some changes around these parts. Things are going to be condensed somewhat, and this particular episode is probably going to be quite bare, as everything is quite unknown at this stage. So regard the tower map, the usual spiel. If you are new to the game, come on in, welcome and all that stuff. These icons represent vendors. It's a good idea to frequent yourself with vendors in the game, as they will administer bounties, exotic quests, and weekly challenges. For example, our Crucible handler here that deals with the PvP, player versus player side of things, wants you to complete 8 of his bounties for some powerful gear at tier 1. The same with the Vanguard, powerful gear, tier 1 for 8 bounties completed. Same with the Gunsmith, and same with the Gambit handler, the Drifter, over here as well. So gear still comes at a variety of different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, and Pinnacle. Pinnacle being the highest available power sources that you can get in the game at the moment. But anyway, without further ado, let's have a look at the destinations. Things have been condensed. We've got a very distinct D1 feel to this director screen here. So let's jump into the Vanguard playlist. No longer do we have 4 items, we have 2. We've got our Vanguard strikes, and there is no indication of what kind of loot is going to be awarded for completing strikes. Neither is there any set attributes for a certain amount of strikes completed for certain rewards. And then we've got the ordeal, which I am far too small to get into at the moment, so I can't even tell you what entails on this business at the moment. I need to start grinding. But anyway, there you go. There's the Vanguard playlist. Things have had a reshuffle. Same with Gambit. Look, we've just got a singular Gambit node to appreciate there, as well as private matches. And Crucible has also had a reshuffle. Playlists have been condensed, which is great. Now we've got Elimination, we have Control, we have Glory Survival, Freelance Glory Survival, thankfully, Clash, and Rumble. Who knows if these rotate? Maybe Clash will, one of these may be a rotator playlist like we had in previous seasons, but we'll find out next week, I guess. So there you go, there's the Crucible business. On the moon, there are some things to do. We've still got some of our existing activities. Nightmare hunts are there. There is not much information on what kind of rewards are available at this stage. So we need to start playing, don't we, really? We need to enjoy the content and get a good feel of what's going on. We've got some story missions there. We've got the Pit of Heresy still available. We've got our vendors down here as well. You know the drill. That is staying the same. On Europa, there are campaigns. There's some public events and business there as well. So, and Nessus we've still got, that's, but there's no obvious flashpoint for us to be looking at this stage either. So, and we've got EDC, Cosmodrome. I can't wait to get stuck into all of this. Can I just stop doing the video now so I can go play? Finally being allowed in the servers. But anyway, while we're here, we may as well have a look at the bounties, see if the whole system is the same. We've got the weekly bounties, 2 of. We've got daily bounties, 4 of, and additional bounties that can be collected for as much as you have Glimmer. So the weekly bounties will award some XP, Glimmer, an upgrade module, and planetary resources for the first one of the week. And then it's just XP, Glimmer, and upgrade modules for the second one there. It's worth noting that these upgrade modules are incredibly handy to upgrade your gear, obviously enough. Additional bounties will award mod components and enhancement cores, which are also efficient at upgrading your gear. You can spend mod components on the daily armor mods and weapon mods. These refresh at the daily reset, or at least they did in the previous seasons, and I'm going to go ahead and guess that they are continuing to do so. So we've got an armor mod here, pulse rifle targeting, and we've got sprint grip. If you don't like the look of those, or if you don't want them, then come back tomorrow. Then there is some resources that you can buy for more resources. These are all to do with upgrading and masterworking your equipment. And, oh, there's a new planetary resource there, Glacial Starwort. That sounds like you should see a doctor if you have that. But anyway, let's have a look at the Crucible. And here we are. We've had an armor refresh. That's great. And then we've got our weekly bounties, the daily bounties, and additional bounties. For the additional bounties and weeklies, you get Bright Dust, which is quite handy because you can spend Bright Dust in the Eververse store on cosmetic items. There is a choice between spending your hard-earned real money and buying silver in the game, the in-game currency, or you can buy things for Bright Dust. There's a small amount of things that are reserved for real money and only, but Bright Dust will get you a lot of stuff. So it's a good idea to frequent all the vendors, pick up the weeklies, and keep doing the additionals so you can farm up your Bright Dust, and then you can spend it here, which is fantastic. Now, this is what we've got in the Eververse store at the moment. These are the weekly offerings. We've got Trap Setting. This is an exotic emote. And we're going to open this man trap. Does it stick around until someone steps in it? Oh, no. That's it. That's your look. Trap Setting. Then we've got Arctic Edge. There's a finisher for hunters there. We've got Star Devil Predator. That is quite a nice looking ship, if I don't say so myself. Hard Light Cycle. Very nice. In the theme of Hard Light. Exotic Auto Rifle. We've got Hard Light Shell. Oh. Return to Orbit. Well, that doesn't matter. We can still carry on looking at the shop. And then there's a selfie emote. This is an old one from previous seasons right here. So this we still have this like old stuff coming back in this little node here. So if there's an emote or a cosmetic item that you missed from previous seasons, then it may end up here on the daily there. We've also got the weekly featured Bright Dust section down here. We've got some consumables, the Hrafnagud ornament for the Celestial Nighthawk for hunters. We've got some ghost projections, a fluid dance emote, and a Golden Age wine business as well there, which is fantastic. Then we've got the seasonal stuff, and lordy lord, there's going to be loads of new stuff to look at. I would go through this, but spoilers, and I think you will want to browse this stuff at your leisure. There's no need to elongate the runtime of the video and potentially annoy people. Anyway, the archive, this is where all the cosmetic items will come from previous seasons. There are not everything is on offer here. There's a few things, but not everything. And then, of course, the Bright Dust section dedicated to spending Bright Dust. This week we have Spring Showers, exotic emote. It's so lonely in the rain. And then we've got a Star Map Shell. That's an old one, that is. The Pallbearer, that's from previous season. Exotic Ship, we've got a Mind Barge, that's from a very old season. Then we've got the Victory Shout emote right there. Vigil for State 14, that's the best Vigilant Wing ornament, if I do say so myself. And we've got a Helm of the Exile projection right there. And then there is a variety of shaders and transmass effects and consumables. And ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up the first weekly reset video in Beyond Light from the 11th of November until the 18th of November. We will be back next week with a lot more detail as we grind our way through this glorious new content. Anyway, my Guardians, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke us a kipper. We'll be back for breakfast.